What's up, everybody? First, I want to apologize for taking so long to get this next video out. It's been really hectic for me, a little crazy. I live in Southwest Florida, and we had the Hurricane Irma come through. So there was a lot of things to get ready for that. Also, I was waiting on a few things that I ordered to come in to continue. And then, of course, dealing with all that aftermath. We were without power for a long time and various other things. So luckily I didn't get the tank up and running prior to that, because I may have had some fish or plant loss due to the lack of power for so long. And then just trying to get caught back up with day-to-day life after the storm. It's taken me a while to get back to this. So I want to go ahead and give you guys an update of some of the things that I am working on. Some of the things I just recently ordered for the aquarium, and where I'm at with all of that stuff. First thing, I need to figure out what I'm going to use as a water source. Here in Southwest Florida, where I live particularly, everyone is on a well. So I have that as an option. I need to test it and make sure that that water is going to be good. The water, before it comes into my home, if I don't take it directly from the well, goes through a softener, and it's one of those softeners that use salt. I don't know if that's going to change the salinity of the water. I don't know if that's going to remove too many of the metals, the minerals that are necessary for the aquarium. I really just don't know. So once again, I'm going to have to test for all that kind of stuff. And our drinking water comes through an RO, a reverse osmosis system. And that filters our drinking water, and for the ice machine or ice maker and the fridge and all of that kind of stuff. So that might just be way too stripped down. It might remove way too much and not leave anything that the fish are going to need or the plants are going to need as far as nutrients and minerals and what. I mean, once again, all this is new to me. I've read a little bit online, tried to figure that out. Another water source that I was thinking, since this is a small aquarium, would just be going to a store and getting those large 5-gallon jugs filled with purified water or spring water, and use that as the basis. So I'm going to have to test all these different water types and figure out which one is going to be the best for me to utilize. Ultimately, I really want a planted tank. I want a few nano fish, and then a cleanup crew, some invertebrates, a couple of Malaysian trumpet snails, which I know may or may not do well, but I've heard they turn the substrate and keep it from getting anaerobic. I would love to get some shrimp, maybe some red cherry shrimp, to help clean up that kind of stuff. And just to keep the algae down. I know that's a big problem with a planted tank. So all these things, you know, are on my list of trying to figure out. So I know first things first is really going to be water quality. Someone mentioned that I should take my water down to a local fish store that's supposedly really good, where I've actually, you know, gotten a few things, where I got the rock for the hardscape and all of that. I did. I took down my well water, my RO water, my softened water, and was hoping they could test it for me and tell me which one I should use as the base. I know I might have to modify a little bit, try to add some sort of buffers for the pH, or maybe even add something in to increase the total dissolvable solids or the minerals in the water, those types of things. I left it with them because the person that does their water test wasn't there. And they were supposed to call me back with those results, and they never did. And in the meantime, I was waiting. I ordered some water testing stuff online, and I actually bought a few things there. And then the storm came. Everybody was running around prepping for that in a panic. And then, of course, the storm hit. And where I'm at, the eye came right through. Caused a lot of problems. Lack of power being the big one. So obviously I didn't get to do all this. So anyway, here I am. Better late than never. Hopefully you guys are sticking with me on this. I'm excited about going through this entire process. Hopefully you guys will actually enjoy watching me go through this. As I'm doing stuff, please guys, on all these videos, leave comments, give advice, let me know what I'm doing right or wrong, share your personal experiences. I know I don't have thousands of subscribers and a lot of people watching this stuff, but those of you that are probably interested and have some information you've gathered online and can probably share some stuff with me. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of the stuff that I recently got for the aquarium in this short video. And I'm hoping to make another video in the next day or two, maybe 3, showing me testing the water. And I want to do that for 2 reasons. One, I want to show everyone the process I'm going through and trying to figure this out. And 2, I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to testing water. So this way, when I post the video, people can see how I did it, the results I received, and they can give feedback. They can tell me if I did something wrong, if I did something right, if, you know, the parameters that I'm getting, those numbers are good. So look out for that video. I hope it's going to come real soon. I might even start working on that today. As simple as these videos are, it is somewhat time consuming just sitting down and editing all of them, sorry about that, and piecing it together and uploading it. So I'm going to go through this, you know, process and try to catch back up and start cranking some videos out for you guys. Not just because I want you guys to get videos, but because I want to get this aquarium going. It's been sitting here for a while now, just empty. I want some fish. That's the whole point of having this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and start with, you know, showing you the few things I just recently got. And then I will go ahead and start working on that video of me testing. Alright guys, I'm back. Gonna go ahead and show you a few things that I recently acquired, trying to get me ready for this. Trying to get the aquarium ready, rather. The first thing I picked up at the fish shop was this little guy here. Let me try to bring it into the camera view there. It's a little magnetic scrubber. And it's similar to a lot of the other ones. I just liked it because it was a slightly unique design. It was very small, which the aquarium is also. It's called a NanoMag by Two Little Fishes is the company. It's a product assembled in the USA with parts made in China and the USA. Not familiar with the company. I'm not familiar with most of these companies. But it seemed like nice quality. We'll see once the water gets in there and I actually have a need for scrubbing down the aquarium. More than anything, I have seen some other videos and reviews where this particular aquarium builds up bubbles on the surface, and everyone suggests just using a little magnetic scrubber or something to move those bubbles out of the viewing area. So I'm going to use it for that purpose mostly. And then of course a little scrubbing. I want to be careful because of all the sand. I don't want to catch sand in the scrubber and drag it across the glass and scratch the glass. So that's one of the things that I recently purchased. Another thing, I wanted a thermometer so I can make sure the temperature was right, but I didn't want something else in the aquarium. I already have so many things, and it's such a small aquarium. It starts filling up fast between the filter return there with the sponge filter on the top, and then the thermometer, and then the rocks, and then I add some plants, and before you know it, this 6-gallon aquarium has, what, 3 gallons worth of, I mean, that might be an exaggeration, but a lot less actual water volume. So I wanted to minimize that kind of stuff, and I just don't want to clutter up the aquarium. So I picked up this guy, I think at, you know, one of the big box retailers. But it's just got a little probe you drop in somewhere and you can suction cup it if you want. And I can just hang this in the back, the digital readout. So it's just going to be one thin wire somewhere in there. So hopefully that'll minimize that. Hopefully it's accurate. Says it's good for fresh and salt water. So we're going to give that a shot. Who knows? Because I decided I'm definitely going to do plants, I don't know if I'm going to do stem plants or plants that just sit on the rocks. I don't know if I want to try to do something carpeting, I think, and then maybe some taller stuff in the back and the corners. I want to keep the middle and the front kind of clear and open so there's more activity up front with the fish swimming, hopefully. But anyway, I went ahead and picked up some of these flourish tabs by Seachem. just to add some nutrients to the soil if I do plant things into, or not soil, but to the substrate, the sand, because I know there's nothing in it. If you caught the other video, you know it's pool filter sand, and I rinsed it heavily. I doubt there's really any nutrients of any kind in that sand that's going to help. So I added these to supplement when I do start planting things. Hopefully they'll help. I haven't read much about them at this point. It was just an impulse purchase. I also got some of this Fluval Cycle biological booster, concentrated biological booster. It says you can add fish immediately, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to read about it. It was cheap. It was marked down. It was $2. I don't know if there's an expiration on this stuff. Yep. It expires next month, November. So I need to go ahead and get this thing going so I can use this stuff. Don't want to waste $2. But I'm going to see if it's going to help at all with the cycling process, or, you know, at the very least, it says it prevents fish loss. Let me know if you've heard anything about it. I mean, it's Fluval, which at this point, obviously, I'm going with Fluval products for quite a bit of the stuff I'm getting. Good reputation online for what I've been reading, so we'll see there. One of the other things I recently got was a fairly inexpensive aquascaping kit. It's just got some tweezers, and I'll put a link to the stuff I ordered on Amazon so you guys can see what I'm getting. And as I give you more feedback or you see me using it, you can decide to purchase it or not. I'm not trying to promote one product over another. I'm just, you know, sharing my experiences with stuff. So anyway, this is supposed to help drastically when it comes to planting and maintaining the plants. It's got some different scissors to help with trimming when the plants actually start growing. It's got some curved scissors here. These have kind of a curved tip. And then of course the two different types of tweezers. These are a little bit more precise, smaller than the last ones, or the other ones had a curve. And then this kind of spatula looking thing here, I'm assuming to help move sand around and level sand out, and it's got a smaller end on this side for the more detailed stuff. Came in a nice little zip up fancy case here. There's no brand name on anything. It's very generic, probably mass produced in China somewhere. But it was very affordable compared to some of the others, and it had good reviews, so I went ahead and decided to do it. So I got that going. So I knew I was going to have to start testing all the water and the water quality, and especially when everything's cycling, I got to test constantly. I might look into getting some of the strips. I know they're pricey and they're not the most accurate, but it may help when I'm cycling. Just because from what I was reading, especially a small tank, the first month or two during the cycle, and then the addition of fish and all that kind of stuff, you have to test it a lot more regularly until you get things established and going. And the strips just seem easier. But in the meantime, I did get the API Freshwater Master Test Kit. Got that at the big box store. This is what I'm going to use for testing the water here soon, probably in the next video, to make sure, you know, which water is most suitable. The one thing I started reading shortly after, especially with dealing with shrimp and plants, the really important things are not so much the pH, and I think with fish too, I don't know, this is just what I was reading online, but it's not just the pH and the nitrates and the nitrites and the ammonia, which is really important, and that's what this kit tests, but it's also the GH and the KH, which is the general hardness and the carbonate hardness. So I had to go back and purchase this little kit. You know, I'm going to have to test all my water for this and make sure it falls within the ranges that are acceptable or preferred for what I want to do. The one thing I'm deciding on is I don't want to be a chemist. I don't want this aquarium to be a chemistry experiment. So once I find the water that I have access to easily, that's going to be the best and the most stable, I'm just going to have to work with stocking it and planting it based on what's going to work in that water. I don't want to try to, get levels up and down constantly when it comes to the GH and the KH and the pH and all this stuff. I just want something fairly low maintenance. I'm going with simple plants that don't need CO2, that don't need an insane amount of light. I want fish that are not really fragile. I want to be able to basically have the lights come on probably with a timer or the light, feed them in the afternoon a little bit, and kick back and watch. Once every couple of weeks, do a water change, trim the plants a little bit, that kind of stuff. But I want it to be fairly low maintenance. I just want something I can relax and kind of watch while I'm sitting here at my desk and doing things that I need to do for work and stuff. So that's the goal. Those are the new things that I've acquired recently. Hopefully they're going to help me out. We'll see. With that being said, the next video is going to be me testing some of the water. I'm not going to show you everything because that would be absurd. But if you have any feedback on this stuff that I recently got, if it's going to help or not help, or something else I should get soon, let me know. I'm not trying to break the bank. This, small aquarium's already turning into a few $100 investment. By the time it's over, who only knows? I can only imagine what those marine aquarium keepers deal with the cost of startup and maintenance, and just stocking alone sometimes can be a fortune. So like I said, I'm going to try to keep this simple. Hopefully I'll get there soon. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for keeping up with this. Thanks for being patient for these videos. And like I said, the water testing and everything should come soon. So thanks again. Make sure to subscribe if you want to keep getting these updates. Please leave comments. Make sure to like, share, all that kind of stuff. And with that, have a great day.